A few weeks ago, Real Brokerage brought on the founder of a 4,000 agent brokerage as a growth leader to help scale their agent base. Here's what the hire actually tells you about the difference between a brokerage that's still building its model and one that's already been built for the last 15 years. I'm Estees with eXp Realty. Every few weeks, another cloud brokerage makes a move that gets framed as innovation, but some of it is catch up. Today, I walk you through how to actually tell the difference using this exact example so that the next time you see a brokerage headline, you know what questions to ask instead of just reacting to the press release. So here's the announcement. Plainly, Real Brokerage recently brought on JP Piccinini, the founder of JPAR Real Estate, a brokerage that he built with about 4,000 agents across 22 states, generating more than $5 billion in annual sales volume as a growth leader. He's working alongside Real's Chief Growth Officer to support agents, teams, and brokerage leaders across their network, and he'll be hosting and coaching roundtables starting in Texas where he's based. But I want to be fair here because accuracy matters more than a clear narrative. This is a legitimate experience hire. He has 2 decades in this business and he's done real things. Building a brokerage from scratch to national scale isn't nothing. It's not knocking his resume, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise just to make a point. But a hire like this tells you something about the company doing the hiring, not just the person being hired. And that's the part worth slowing down. So Real Brokerage launched in 2014. It went public in 2019. That means the entire company is younger than eXp's revenue share program. Bringing in outside growth leadership in 2026 tells you Real is still assembling the pieces of a mature agent growth engine, and that's exactly why a hire like this makes sense for them right now. They need experienced people to build out coaching infrastructure that older platforms are already running. Compare that to eXp. We launched in 2009, revenue share, which is an agent-to-agent income that pays out when you bring people into the company, and it has been running here for over 15 years. It's not something we're still figuring out how to structure. It's not dependent on hiring the right growth executive to design it from scratch. It's built into the mechanics of how the company itself grows, agent by agent, and sponsor by sponsor. And our Icon Agent Equity Program has a track record most competitors cannot match yet. Real stock payouts year after year, the agents who hit production and cultural milestones. That's not a benefit we're still proving that works. It's one we've been paying out for over a decade. And here's the part that's easy to lose in all of the brokerage comparison noise. eXp didn't become a cloud brokerage because the market eventually moved that direction and we followed. eXp built the cloud brokerage model before cloud brokerage was even a category people even talked about. Before Real existed, before LPT, before most of the platforms you'd see in a brokerage comparison video today, we were the ones building agent-facing technology, virtual collaboration tools, and cloud office environment back when the rest of the industry was still asking whether a virtual brokerage could even work at scale. That's not a talking point, that is a timeline. eXp Realty is widely recognized in the industry as a coverage and as the pioneer of the virtual brokerage space. The company that set the blueprint the rest of the industry has been building towards ever since. So when you look at newer platforms rolling out their agent apps, their own AI co-pilots, their transaction management tools, what you're watching is the rest of the industry building toward where eXp already was years ago. And I want to be careful about how I say this because I'm not going to tell you every one of those newer tools is worse. Some of them are genuinely well built. What I will say is that being newer doesn't automatically mean being better. Sometimes it just means less tested. If you're the one evaluating brokerages, whether you're brand new or you're a producing agent thinking about a change, don't just look at whoever made a headline grabbing higher this month. Look at who's had actual infrastructure running long enough to have already worked out where it breaks. Ask how long the revenue share program has actually been paying out, not just how many tiers it has on paper. Ask how many years of real stock payouts an equity program has behind it, not just what programs promises on a slide. And whether the technology you're being sold has been built through a full market cycle, a slowdown, a rate spike, a shift in a buyer behavior, or whether it's only ever existed during a growth run. Because none of that means newer companies can't be good choices for some agents. It means the comparison isn't who announced something exciting this week. It's who's been tested. Every brokerage move gets a press release. Not every move is the same kind of proof. 15 years of working revenue share model, a track record of real equity payouts, and technology platform that set the standard everyone else is still catching up to. That's not a headline. That's just what building it first looks like. If you want to walk through what that actually looks like day to day, I'm an easy conversation to have. So book a time with me, the link in the description below. I would love to have a chat to see what your thoughts might be.